Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Limitless Podcast, where we dive deep into the mindset shifts that unlock true freedom and success in any relationship in your life. On today's podcast, we are specifically diving into the most common business blocks, the most common. Why is it that you keep doing the same strategies, the same actions, setting the goals, and you're not getting the results? I'm going to explain to you 5 of the most common subconscious business blocks, how they operate beneath your awareness, but they shape every single decision, every single thought, and every single action. So you are either one of 3 business builders. If you're building a business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're in your career, if you are looking to succeed, you're in one of 3 categories. So see if you can identify yourself. So the first category is the person who continually sets a goal. I've set a goal many times. I've done the work, and then I get extremely frustrated because I'm not seeing the results. I'm not getting closer to the goal. The goal was never reached. So I stop. And maybe you pick it up at a later time, but there is a frustration and there is a point where you go, I'm done. It's not working. I'm done. This isn't for me. That's person number 1. Person number 2, you set a goal, you create the action steps, you have the strategy, you're not seeing the results. So you add more action steps. Now you're in hustle mode and you feel like you're sacrificing your current life. And you either continue to the goal or you just completely burn out. But you just keep adding more and more and more to get to that goal. So that's person number 2. Person number 3 is me. So see if you can relate to that, because I have a lot of my clients that fit it in this category, but I have lots of clients who fit in category 1 or 2 as well. So you have all the strategy, all the actions, you hustle, you get the results. But once you get there, you realize this is not it. That feeling that I thought this was going to give me, this is not it. So then you set a new goal to reach something bigger, something higher, a new title, a new income level. And you reach that goal and the same thing happens. This is not it. And so you go on to the next. It's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Doesn't matter which category you are in, they all have a commonality. And that commonality is it's all a result of a subconscious block. And when I teach working on your mindset, this is what I mean. It's a subconscious block. I'm a mindset mentor on my social media is not learning how to say affirmations. It's doing the work on the inner narrative that's playing in your subconscious mind. And we all have to do the work on our subconscious mind. Nobody's immune to it. But the truth is, there are very few people that know about this work or understand this work. And so people who do this work on their inner narrative that's playing in your subconscious mind, controlling everything, they have 1 up. I would say 10 up on everybody else. Because I want you to understand that your external world, what you're seeing right now in your external world, the results that you're getting in your business right now, it's a result of what's going on the inside. It's that inner narrative of the subconscious that's running the show without your awareness. And that means that you're not conscious of what is playing over and over and over in your mind. But basically, just to be very basic, very simple, they're typically stories of lack. That's typically the narrative that's playing in your mind. It's from old programming, it's from conditioning, it's from being made fun of on the playground, and you decided a story about yourself, and those are the stories that are playing. I want you to think of somebody right now who is supportive of you, someone who lifts you up, and someone who speaks life into you. I want you to think of that person. Now I want you to think of another person. I want you to think of someone who has been critical of you, who seems to always find something wrong with you, who talks smack about you constantly. And the interesting thing when I ask my clients this question, and it's typically they can immediately think of one, two, or many people who are critical. It's harder to find someone who's supportive of you, right? For me, the person who's most supportive of me has always been my husband. He always breathes life in me. He believes in everything that I do. And I know that's not a common thing, but he is my biggest supporter. Do I need him to support me at this point? No, because I have a strong, strong belief in myself because I've done a lot of inner work. I've worked on the inner narrative over and over and over. So I want to ask you, if you think of these two different people, the one that breathes life into you and the one that speaks death over you, who would you rather spend your time with? The one that's uplifting or the one that's negative? Obviously, the one who is uplifting, right? Because the reality is, the more uplifting somebody is, the more we believe in ourselves. But what if you could train your mind to be that for you? Because the truth is, what's running in your mind 95% of the time, that's running the show, is the one talking smack. That's in the subconscious mind. So your goal can be super strong. We set our goals based on our conscious mind. If you've listened to some of my former podcasts, you've heard that our conscious mind is what sets the goal. Our conscious mind can say, I believe it, I'm going to do the work, and it's going to happen. Your conscious mind can say that. But if your subconscious mind and your conscious mind are not in alignment with each other in the beliefs, it's not going to happen, my friend. It is not going to happen. So it's imperative that you know what your subconscious mind is saying without your awareness. And that takes some diving into that. But I'm going to give you 5 of the most common business blocks that I see in my clients. 5 of the most common business blocks. In episode 202, we're going to dive deeper into how you can change those subconscious thoughts, beginning to change them. That's the important piece. So the first one that I see most commonly, it's inconsistency. So inconsistency in your business. And it looks like you go for a little bit, you're not seeing the results, and so you stop. Like you actually stop. You get so frustrated that you stop. And it could look like you have bursts in social media and then you disappear for a while. And inconsistency is really caused by sometimes a fear of commitment, but mainly a fear of visibility. And the fear of visibility is because we fear what people think. We fear being judged. We fear not being liked. And so that's what causes the inconsistency. We don't have that inner narrative that says, yes, you can, babe. You are limitless. That's what you need to have. You need to have that inner confidence that says, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. This is my life I'm living. This is my business I'm growing. It was put on my heart. And if it's put on my heart, I know there's a way. You need to have that much confidence. That should be your inner narrative. So inconsistency is the first one. The second one, we all know about this one, is procrastination. And procrastination looks like we're actually delaying very important business moves. And it could be speaking. We don't speak in public because we're afraid of that judgment. What will people think? We delay the actions of maybe contacting clients or saying some very difficult things to clients or bringing people into your business, whatever that is. We procrastinate and we just keep putting it off, maybe weeks, months, sometimes years. This is a fear of failure or a fear of succeeding. Either way, the fear of failing is, I fear that I will fail. And then what will people say about me? What will the judgment be? A fear of succeeding is the belief that once we succeed, sometimes what will people think? But am I going to be able to sustain that? Am I going to be able to sustain that? So number 2 is procrastination. Number 3 is the fear of failure. And that looks like avoiding big opportunities because we go into the what ifs. What if I do this and I flop when I speak in public? What if I go for this and it doesn't work? What are people going to think? Back to that judgment, right? What if I decide to go all in and it ends up costing me so much money? That's the fear of it. We can always find some reason why it's not going to work. Instead of, what if it does? What if I'm the one that in my heart, God gave me this dream and I am the one that's called to make a difference in millions of lives? What if? What if that's me? Or even better, that is me. That is me. I am the one that's to deliver this message. Okay. But the root cause really is it's worth. It's worth and value. I'm not worthy may be the story that is underlying that underlying narrative. But it's the fear of failure and it's the personal worth. I'm not worthy to succeed. And so I'm going to fail is the underlying narrative. Number 4 is perfectionism. Oh my goodness, do I know this one? And this looks like when you're doing your work, there's endless tweaking, making it right, never feeling ready to actually go for it, always making some adjustments in the document, or always making some adjustments in your coaching program, always making adjustments and tweaks, and it never really goes out. And so this could be someone who has taken 6 months to perfect their website, but never promotes it, takes 6 months to do a program, but never puts it out on social media. The root cause of this is, again, fear of judgment and not being good enough. Fear of judgment and not being good enough. So that story could look like nobody's going to like it. Why would anybody want information from me? I'm an imposter. It's that imposter syndrome playing out. And the imposter syndrome, what we do is we mask it through perfectionism. And the truth is, always go back to if the dream was placed on my heart, I know it's already out there for me to achieve. Bottom line, that's the truth, my friend. And that's what I teach women. You are limitless. The only limitations that you have are the limits that you place on yourself. Number 5 of the most common business blocks is fear of success. And it looks like you're constantly sabotaging your success. So you'll move up, you'll have some traction in your business, and then all of a sudden you sabotage. Maybe you don't do as much work. You start to really fall back. And so we're sabotaging our progress. So it looks like a woman who's finally gained some momentum, but then she starts to self-doubt and her business slows down. Maybe you've experienced that yourself. So fear of success, the root cause really is fear of responsibility, fear of criticism, and fear of losing relationships. I see that all the time. If I'm successful, what if my best friend doesn't come with me? Fear of losing relationships. What if my spouse? That's a common one as well. So it's fear of the responsibility of the success, the criticism from people from that success, and also losing relationship. So what if you breathe life over yourself? What if you choose to do that? In the next episode, I'm going to go into a few more of the common business blocks that I see, and also talk to you a little bit about how you can start to reprogram those thoughts. This is invaluable work, invaluable work. In my programs, I teach how to rewire your subconscious mind when it comes to selling, when it comes to setting your goals, when it comes to your marriage. We do it in all aspects of your life. It is the most invaluable thing that you can do. So I want you to really look at the 5 blocks. Which one resonates with you? Which one resonates with you? What I recommend, just beginning the process, is to journal on the block that feels most true and how it shows up in your daily life. The best time to do this is first thing in the morning when your mind is clear and your subconscious is a little more open. So journal during that time and see what comes up for you. I would love for you to share that with me on Instagram or Facebook. Just send me a message. I would love to hear what that is for you. And I will see you in episode 202 as we dive deeper into some subconscious business blocks, as well as how to start working through those blocks. God bless you. And I'll see you on the next podcast.